Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to everybody about the PGA Championship in Southern Hills. I find myself being very introspective lately. I don't know, just thinking about the whole journey because the fact is, I really feel like I've passed one of my major barriers, which is having conviction, complete conviction with my golf swing. Um, I've obviously gotten better at many, many levels to get to the point that I am now. And I just want to talk to people about what I'm going to try and get to in the future. Now, if you'll hold off on the chat questions, I will answer questions when I get done. But let me talk about Tiger first and how it relates to my game. So I was watching Tiger Woods today. I'm so excited. I can't believe it, but Tiger Woods made the cut in the PGA Championship today. This is 15 months after nearly losing his leg in a car accident. It's very reminiscent of Ben Hogan, actually. And he birdied number 10. He looked like he was cruising. And then, man, he hooked the ball left and he double bogeyed number 11. And he was outside of the cut line. And I'm like, birdies aren't easy out here, you know? And I watched him the rest of the round, and Tiger doesn't have any give up in him. Like, his cut streak will never be broken. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever grinded like Tiger Woods has. And it's incredible. I'm a big fan of John Daly, but one thing that John Daly admitted one time was he said, I used to have a lot of give up in me. Well, I have to admit, I have a lot of give up in me. When you love golf and you try hard at golf and you can't help but shoot 90 or 100, you can have all the faith in the world and it's not going to do you any good. You can grind all you want. I grinded out 126 with a friend of mine who forced me to putt out everything. And that's a true story. That's after giving up the game for 4 years out of frustration. And golf is hard. I had yips through every shot. I couldn't even take the club back. I didn't know what I was trying to do. It was a really, really crazy period. I went through a dark period last year. So I want to tell you a little bit about my round in my skins game, and I hope you'll bear with me here. This is very self-indulgent, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I just want to share what's happening in my game. I mean, golf is self-indulgent for everyone. I'm selfish. I want to be the best golfer I can be. That's why I practice and study and all this stuff. The only benefit is that maybe other people might learn from my journey. So if I can go from shooting 90s and hundreds and get to where I am now, then there's hope. Okay. But I wonder how deep I can take the game now that I've had this most recent breakthrough, because we're 5 months into it and I haven't thought for a second of going back. I've had a lot of swing breakthroughs in the past. Hey, they come and go. This OTT move is the miracle for a reason. So my Tuesday skins game is at Brookside at the Rose Bowl, and there's a lot of really good players that play in it. Almost everybody, it seems, at least played collegiate level. There's guys that are pros. One of our guys, he's played in the Masters. One of the other guys has played in the US Open and several senior opens. There's a ton of guys. If I knew everybody's resume, it would be pretty incredible. And for the longest time, I started playing in it almost a year ago. I'll tell you, the first 6 months, they were very nice to take my money. I really wasn't playing at a level that I belonged there. I scratched out a couple skins here and there, but it was luck if I did that. Now I'm having all the guys, they're noticing something different about the way that I'm playing. And so this last Tuesday with my newest breakthroughs that I'm working on, man, I'm just hitting the ball. I'm hitting the ball straighter than I've ever hit it before. I'm playing for about a 12-foot draw, like a 3-yard draw. I'm hitting lots of straight balls. I hit a lot of greens where I had like 12 to 15 footers from the right of the pin high. So I birdied number 3. It was very nice. I smoked a drive. I smoked a drive on 1, 2, par, birdie 3. My 4th hole, oh my gosh, I hit the ball about 15 feet from the pin. It sucked back off the front of the green, putted the ball up, had a 2-footer hanging lie. I tried to make it. I wanted to make it, and I lipped it out, 2-footer. I'm like, okay, hit the next 2 greens in regulation, good birdie putts, then the next hole, long, narrow par 5, I birdie it. Okay, so I'm 1 under par. I'm on the 9th hole. This is the most claustrophobic hole on the course. There's a mix of the 2 courses right now because they're about to have a concert at the Rose Bowl. And so I take 3-wood off the tree, straight down the line. I always try and draw it or do something with it. I said, just hit your straight ball. It turns out, I've never known this, if I hit a straight ball on that hole with a 3-wood, it puts me in the middle of the fairway. So I've got about a 7-iron in. It's like 160-ish with wind in my face. And then the wind picks up, and I go back and I grab my 6-iron because I'm like, listen, just don't be short. Make it easy on yourself. Take a little extra club. So I'm setting up to hit the ball, and all of a sudden this pretty stiff headwind dies down, and I don't have very much wind at all. And I think, should I go back and get my 7-iron? Nope. I try and baby the 6. I partially shanked it into the trees. I'm like, okay, don't let this get you down. So I've got a 50-yard pitch onto the green. And I'm like, okay, take your 54, not your 60. You got some limbs hanging overhead. So I'm like, okay, this should be fine. Hit it solid. Think I hit it perfect. I catch the limbs overhead. So now I'm 20 feet in front of the green. I chip my next shot up, and it's like 5 feet left of the pin. It's a breaking putt. I play it high. I miss it. And I'm like, you know what, man? It's no big deal. It's a double bogey. Well, this started the train. I bogey the next hole, bogey the next hole, double bogey the 13th hole. And I'll tell you, up until that point, and when I was in the middle of the fairway on 9, I was thinking, man, you could take this game super duper deep, man. You may be really good now. And then all of a sudden the wheels come off, and I'm like, you really suck now. In my head, that's what I'm thinking. I told my friend that I was playing with, who works at a golf course, I told him, I said, I'm just trying to keep the wheels from coming off. I made like a good chip shot. And he goes, man, that's where you're at now. He's like, you hit the ball great. Your swing is crazy, but you have to learn how to play. You have to get this. And that's truly the final frontier. That's where I'm at now. I can hit every shot, flop shots, putts, sand shots, draws, hooks, cuts, high balls, low balls. I can hit those shots. I can be better at ball striking. I'm not going to act like I can't. I can get much better at ball striking, but I've got a competent game now. And I've, for the first time in my life, had the conviction that my swing is good enough, that I don't have to tinker anymore. I know how to hit that ball. I know what I have to do. Like, I hope it doesn't come back, but I don't feel any need to screw around with my swing anymore, So now I'm wondering about, where my game's going to wind up. So anyway, I finish out my round, and I head into the clubhouse. My buddy Fabian was, he's having a beer at the bar, and he's like, man, how are you playing today? Every time we looked back behind us, your drive was like in the middle of the fairway and just bomb. And I hit some freaking bombs, amazing drives. And I didn't take advantage of all of them, but I told him, I was like, man, I just blew it. I told him the story about number 9, and I told him I think I shot 80. And I was like, oh yeah, feeling very foolish. And then I get called over. It's like, hey man, your skin on 3 held up. And it turns out we had a skins game within my group. I picked up like 6 holes of skins there. And I looked at my scorecard and I shot 77. And so when I talk about perspective, it's like it felt like I shot 80 and above, but I actually shot 77. And that's not bad on a tough golf course, you know. I'll take it. I've had I've had a couple lower. I've had several rounds below 75 since I started my OTT swing. I'm still looking for that breakthrough round that's going to be my all-time best. I haven't broken 70 yet. I've, 2 under is my best on 18 holes. So I'm hoping that's going to happen, but what what I was hearing from my friend was like, you got to start competing. That's the only way you're going to hone your ability to grind. It's just too easy to just give up and just not give a crap anymore. So I don't know. I'm really starting to think about what the future is for my swing evolution. I'm excited about it. And I just wanted to share this. It's been on my mind a lot lately. And, I don't know if anybody's even going to watch this, but it's interesting because, as my friend was telling me, he's like, well, welcome to the club. Now you got to start learning how to manage the course, plot your way around, and manage your emotions. So, okay. So, Marco, thank you for holding for me to tell my sob story. No, I'm proud of it. I'm actually excited about that 77, and I know what it could have been. I just had a couple bad holes. I don't mind a bogey, but double bogeys, I had 2 of them. It just feels like somebody punching me in the face. So Marco's saying, nice. Golfing is living the dream, heaven on earth, in my opinion. That's something that I was telling myself because the night before I played this round, I watched 7 Days in Utopia. And in the movie, Robert Duvall tells his golf student something that I believe it's like see, feel, trust. See the shot, feel the shot, trust the shot. Okay. And then he said something remarkable later. He brought it back to religion. He said, feel God's presence or see God's face, feel God's presence, see, feel, trust that his presence is around you. That's basically a paraphrase. And it is heaven on earth, And I actually, after I made the first double bogey, I looked at the trees, listened to the wind, and I just was thankful that I was out there on the golf course. Grind on your mind. So Rob has a suggestion. Grind on your mind. I'm not quite sure if I understand that. It seems that all grinding is mental. It's not physical. That's the thing that's so funny to me is golf. When I went through my struggles last year, I'll tell you, I wound up doing the plan of attack series, which is valuable, where I basically tried to use the least amount of force possible. Like I don't have to hit a flop shot all the time. Hit the easiest high percentage shot you can. And I'm trying to do that, but I just kind of messed up a couple times on Tuesday. Hopefully won't do that again later. But at any rate, guys, so I've got a question for you. I'm hitting my TaylorMade M4 driver. And when I was hitting it on the sim the other day, I got a new shaft put in it. And you have to pay to get the TaylorMade tip and all that stuff. And I love the interchangeability. But when I went to my friend's TrackMan 2 weeks ago, I was swinging at, my peak. I was swinging over 114 miles an hour. 114.5 was my fastest in that session. I haven't been doing any speed training, but I was generally with a firm swing between 100 and 115, so to speak. But I only got one ball over 300, and my smash factor was never above like low 1.4s. Like most of them were like 1.39, 1.4. So the question I have is it possible that my seat of that new shaft isn't tight? It makes kind of a pingy sound sometimes. And, I may feel like I hit it right in the center of the face or whatever, but it's missing an energy transfer. So so I'm thinking about getting a stealth driver. All the guys, all the badasses are in my club that are in this skins game. They're all rushing to go get the stealth. So I don't know. That's something that I'm thinking about. I need something that I know I can really trust. So Jeff, great work so far with the OTT swing. Nothing wrong with your swing right now. Swing looks good as anybody's around. The last 5 shots to take you to those subpar rounds is the short game. That's 100% true. But let me just tell you a sob story. All the golf courses within a half an hour, there's no place to chip. There's one place I just went to that maybe you can chip at, but they're like these little tiny greens, like they're like minuscule. They're not real greens where you see the ball roll out. I've got to find someplace I can work on my chipping. I can putt. That's something I can definitely improve upon. But I have to get better with my short game. I think I'm getting better, but I need to actually devote time and work on it. Your swing right now is solid. Thanks, Jeff. Leave it alone and quit thinking so much about it. Yeah, I really think I have the conviction that I trust my swing. I'm I don't even like to hit too many golf balls right now because I don't want to get I don't want to get squirrely out there and start trying silly stuff. Here's the thing: a lot of really good golfers that I know, they don't hit balls. They only play. And for the first time in my life, like my buddy John Ruiz, his low round is 62. He shot 64 at Brookside, I think, which is insane. Okay. He doesn't hit balls. He may warm up and hit 5 balls before we play, but he doesn't hit a bucket of balls ever. And for the first time, I think I understand why. It's because he only wants to hit a shot if it matters. And I'm starting to feel that way too. I'll hit some balls, but I don't like just hitting to a wide open thing. I try and pick a target and all that stuff, but still, it's not the same as being on a course with a shot that matters. Wow. Rob, competitive golf teaches you how to grind. So right now, it's these skins games. Okay. And it's easy to throw in the towel on a skins game because as soon as you're done with a chance for birdie, like say you miss your birdie attempt, it's easy to get real loose. But almost all the guys in this game, they have side bets that make them make putts, make them grind it out. So I'm gonna need to start getting in more side bets. I was in the side bets this last time around. I actually won some of them. What is the trigger to get your swinging OTT? I've started stopping at the top, which has allowed me to get my body ahead of my arms. Okay, so that's a good question. Um, okay, so he's asking me about the trigger, and it sounds like you're asking about the trigger between my backswing and my downswing. Um, I want to go over. I take it as deep as I can, and I talk about the half moon backswing because if you take it as deep as you can, as you start going up above the shoulder, it starts coming back in, and that's the roller coaster I talk about on MSE TV. Because once you get over the top, then you can put the gas on it. But you have to get over the top of the roller coaster, and then you can really turn it on. Rob just got a stealth. Dude, Rob, tell me if you like it. My buddy John, he picked up 15 or 20 yards, and I'm like, okay, Joker, I'm gonna need to get one. So, Brad, would you choose a stealth over a G425 Max? Yes. Mark, Whittier Narrows Golf Course has a good chipping area. Okay. I've never been to Whittier Narrows. I've heard of it. I've heard it. So I'm gonna have to check it out. So okay, Rob, I guess you ordered your stealth online. So I can't wait to hear about it when you get it. Oh, loved it during the fitting. Easily 10, 15 yards more carry. This is this is what jokers are telling me. If that's true, if that's true and I'm swinging as fast as I am, then I'm pretty excited. So oh gosh, I've already put it out there. Yeah, I'm looking at that stealth real hard. I love my Hogan blades, everything, but man, you're once I started hitting that M4, I'm like, this is it's a pretty mean club, and it feels like it's got a little bit more forgiveness too. So, all right. So, guys, that's it. I know this is long winded. I just want to talk to you guys. I love watching major championship golf. And just to put it in perspective for you guys, um, I've played these major courses and I'm usually high 80s, low 90s. And that's not from the tips. With all my new game and everything else, I really, really don't think I'd probably have a hard time breaking 90 at Southern Hills from the tees that these guys are playing. It wouldn't be easy, but I'll tell you what, that's golf. Everybody's on their own journey. I just hope you love it, and I hope that I can inspire you guys to play better golf and keep working at it. I'm 53 and I'm not done yet. So guys, hit them long and hit them straight. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. You too.